Welcome back from the break. You're watching News X and I'm Asavri Jindal. We have some breaking news coming in at the top of the hour where Justice Yashwant Varma, former Delhi High Court judge, has moved the Supreme Court seeking to stop his impeachment process. He has challenged the May 8th recommendation by then Chief Justice of India Sanjiv Khanna, calling it an unsustainable and in violation of his constitutional rights. This, of course, comes after the then Chief Justice of India initiated an in-house inquiry through a 3-member committee of judges into Justice Varma. The committee later submitted its report, which reportedly concluded that Justice Varma was liable for misconduct. It found strong, in fact, evidence of his covert or active control over the storeroom where the cash was discovered, and noted that he failed to provide a credible explanation for its source. Justice Varma's petition comes just days before the monsoon session of Parliament, during which the government is expected to begin impeachment proceedings. Sambhav on the telecast with me. Sambhav, what more can you tell us about this case?
Well, absolutely. Here, Justice Yashwant Varma, who is the sitting judge of the Allahabad High Court and the former judge of the Delhi High Court, has approached the top court, that is the Supreme Court of India, to quash the in-house committee report that found him guilty over unaccounted cash recovery from his residence. He argued that the committee failed to establish who owned the cash and verify its authenticity. So this is the argument he made in this petition in the Supreme Court, challenging the in-house committee report, the 3-judge in-house committee report submitted to the Supreme Court of India in May. And now Justice Yashwant Varma has challenged this in-house committee report in the Supreme Court of India. Remember, back then, when the report was submitted in the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice India was Justice Sanjiv Khanna, and now when it is challenged in the Supreme Court, Chief Justice is Justice B.R. Gavai. And as per the petition, it claims the committee reversed the burden of proof, forcing him to prove his innocence instead of the allegations being proven. The petition also alleges that the process was rushed, biased, and that he was denied a fair opportunity to defend himself. And also that this 3-judge in-house committee, in-house panel made by, or rather constituted by the Supreme Court, included Chief Justice Shil Nagu, G.S. Andavaliya, Justice G.S. Andavaliya, and Justice Anu Shivaraman. They submitted the report within weeks, starting March 25th and ending May 3rd. And later on, the then Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjiv Khanna, forwarded this report to the President of India and the Prime Minister of India. And also the committee found that Justice Varma's family had covert or active control of that particular room where the cash was stored, and noted evidence of cash being removed soon after the incident. So these were the findings of the committee, in-house committee report. Now this particular report is challenged in the Supreme Court. Now it is seen who argues on behalf of Justice Varma in the Supreme Court. And also there is, the then Chief Justice of India, Sanjiv Khanna, recommended his impeachment based on the report, and Parliament is expected, because the monsoon session is to begin.
Yeah, absolutely. Week. Sambhav, let's also talk about the timing. As you said, of course, the monsoon session of the Parliament is set to begin. So the timing, of course, over here, very crucial.
Oh, absolutely. Here, as the monsoon session is to begin, and just before the monsoon session, this particular in-house committee report is challenged in the top court of the country. And because Supreme Court back then, as we are discussing, Justice Sanjiv Khanna was the Chief Justice of India when the panel submitted its report, and the 3-judge panel was constituted by the Supreme Court of India, and they gave their findings, they submitted its report, and we ran all the 64-page report of that in-house committee also. and we know the nitty-gritties of the report. And report was submitted in the Supreme Court, later on sent to the President and the Prime Minister of India with the reply of Justice Yashwant Varma as well. And now it's challenged, formally challenged in the Supreme Court. It is to be seen the current Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, when he puts the matter for the hearing and who all makes the arguments, what all arguments is to be made. Because see, many of the senior lawyers are commenting on these issues, and a few are in support of Justice Yashwant Varma, few are saying that this should not have happened. Many of the legal voices have put forth their opinion. But now, formally, when the matter is challenged in the Supreme Court, it is to be seen who and which lawyer comes forward and supports Justice Yashwant Varma, or rather advocate. Who says what in the Supreme Court. This is to
Okay,
be
all right.
seen.